Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Everyone, and welcome along to live coverage of the penultimate round of the Apex Online Racing season here on Xbox. Apologies there, I wasn't sure if my mic had muted or not, but we are here. I am Ginger Andy, and alongside me in the commentary box for the penultimate round of the season we have Jess, and it is the Brazilian Grand Prix. Again, another one was mixed things up as well. An absolute classic race, I'm sure, is in store. Well, if you all tuned in last week, Jess and I were treated to an absolute cracker in the USA. TRL Martin ending a 994-day wait for a victory in AOR, but he's not with us today. He's a little bit under the weather. I'm glad to say, though, that I'm okay, as is Jess. We're both keeping well, and Jess, this should be an absolutely cracking race, shouldn't it?
Yes, I am very excited for this race. I mean, I agree with you. I wish it could be the last race of the calendar as well. We've seen some great races in the past. We've seen where Fernando Alonso got denied his championship, where Vettel came through quite an interesting Grand Prix to actually still win the title that year, which was great. I think one of the best Grand Prix I've seen in a Brazilian Grand Prix. Also last year's Grand Prix was pretty sick, with Pierre Gasly taking his first podium, and so did Carlos Sainz as well. I wonder we'll see some surprises here today, but we're not going to see Martin when he's not here tonight. Will we see Pinecone take another win today? I guess he's hungry for it, Andy, after not winning last week.
Second last week, kept Martin honest for much of the race, but Martin was absolutely superb. He really was, and never put a foot wrong, and showed some great pace on the day, and deserved that win. Pinecone, as you say, yes, he'll be hungry to get another win to his name. He's already won twice this season. He won, of course, in Mexico and in Canada. We didn't stream that Mexico race, folks, but he did win in Canada, where you guys all were able to witness that one. So, yeah, Pinecone certainly would go into this one, Jess, as I'm sure the favourite. He went into, of course, the previous race the favourite as well, you could say, with Surprise not being there. He has been by far the second best driver after Surprise in this championship. So, yeah, goes into this one as the favourite. He's had so many podiums this year, and with Surprise not here, you got to say, Jess, he is probably the most likely of everyone out there to try and get that victory. Now, we saw a surprise podium for Adam Dude last week in the United States. There was so many penalties out there on the racetrack as well, but Adam Dude put in a superb performance to pick up a podium, Jess. So what do you think this weekend from a podium point of view? Could we see another surprise podium sprung from somewhere?
I think so. If it's one of those tracks where they bring up surprise podiums, Brazil is one of them, like I said earlier on, and it was great to see Adam Dude really show the F1, the current F1 boys that were here all season, what they're made of as well. He even beat Aaron Dazzler as well, so it was just great to see his performance. I don't think he was expecting it either, so I'm very intrigued to see if he can pull off that good performance already. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that as well. And Bobbitt's was really good last week as well. There was just so many standout drivers who I wasn't expecting to be fighting for the podium, but obviously Adam Dude tipped it last week, so absolutely brilliant.
Great job from him. Well, let's focus now on qualifying. 8 minutes to go, 8 minutes 20 to go in this session. We've got 13 drivers with a lap time set so far. 2 yet to do so. SSR Bob on Pap. Everyone has gone out there and set a lap time. Well, the majority of drivers have gone out there and set a lap time on the soft compound tyre. A few did a best lap. That was Smasher and Flying Rosie on the hards. We wait to see what they choose to do beyond that. But it certainly looks like, Jess, the majority of drivers all opting for that soft compound tyre, which without doubt, is probably the best strategy on this track. Jess, it's a long time since I've commentated a race here in Brazil, but what kind of strategy would you expect here today? Softs to mediums or softs to hard?
I don't think the hards are going to be used that often today, Andy. I think it's mainly going to be either softs to mediums or mediums to softs. Maybe some people at the back might try mediums to softs and see if they can climb their way up there, but starting on the softs will probably be the easier option, so I'm not surprised to see about 13 out of the 15 drivers we got running on the soft compound, and the softs can last about lap 12 or 13, so that's quite a long time as well. So yeah, that's what we could be expecting today, but the hards will only be used in emergency situations, or they may not be comfortable with the soft to medium strategy, but it's not as tyre heavy as the likes of USA and Mexico like we've seen the last 2 weeks. Well, we've seen USA, but we didn't see Mexico, obviously.
Yeah, well, it should be a case then of all the drivers just going for it. No need to protect the tyres. Of course, so much management in Formula One these days, with whether it be tyres, whether it be with the ERS as well. So many other things you have to consider as a driver on these games these days. As we have a look out on the racetrack then, we've got Pinecone quickest at the moment, a 1 minute 7.779, 2 tenths quicker, which about a tenth and a half quicker than P1R Brown, which on a lap so short is quite a reasonable margin up front as things stand. So Pinecone is out there on a lap at the moment. Let's pick him up and see how he gets on. He's making his way through the middle part of the lap at the moment, sweeping downhill through Penarino and then up to Pico de Pato. I'll tell you what, I'm really going to butcher some of these Brazilian corner names, I can assure you that, as he now he's backed out of this one, Pinecone, through turn 12 of Magulo, and yeah, he's slowing right down. So let's have a look further down the field, not really too far down. Let's go to P1R Brown, who's second quickest at the moment. What's he doing through the first sector? As I mentioned, a tenth and a half, quite a margin to be back on a lap time of only 67 seconds, and he's found a fraction of time through that first sector as P1R Brown, just a couple of hundredths on his previous best as he now makes his way up the hill through turn 6, 7, and then on to turn 8 through Ferradura, as it's known, and then back into this tight, twisty section. Jess, you get a little sense of deja vu on this racetrack, don't you? 6, 7, and 8, and 9 are very similar to turns 10, 11, and 12, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Sometimes I get a bit confused when I race here. Is this towards the end of the straight, or is it not? But that's why people make a few mistakes around here. They presume they're going to go towards the end of the lap, but actually they're not. They've still got a few more corners of the 8, 9, and 10, so it is going to be tricky for them. Hopefully these guys won't make that mistake. P1R Brown crosses the line now, and he only improves by 38 thousandths of a second, but which is still pretty close to CRG Pinecone. So we've seen P1R Brown on pole last week in United States, but unfortunately he didn't do that well in the race. But I am praying he does well in this race, but I'm not going to say much because I think I got told off for jinxing him last week.
Well, P1R Brown, as you say, Jess, on pole last week really did surprise us a little bit. We were all expecting CRG Pinecone to be the man on pole, and Brown pulled out a fantastic effort, but of course it all went pear-shaped pretty much from the get-go for him. But CRG Pinecone, he did go on another lap there, but he's bailed out and gone straight into the pit, so it remains a 1 minute 7.779 for Pinecone and a 1 minute 7.882 for P1R Brown as things stand. P1R Brown now going back to the pits, not in a quick lap, so I think it's time to try and pick out someone else out there. I don't think there's too many drivers out there actually at the moment. The majority in the pits. John Papp, Aaron Dazzler, what about him? Is he on a quick lap? It looks like it. He's in mode 4 coming up towards the end of the lap. Currently P10. Looked like he was gaining quite a bit of time. Was he going to gain a few places? Yes, he is. Goes straight up from 10th place. Gains around 5 places and about 4 tenths of a second as well. And he moves on to a 1 minute 8.1. So Aaron Dazzler popping up into the top 5. Solid effort, and he's the highest placed driver right now from the guys that moved up to F2 to Jess. So Aaron Dazzler flying the flag there with a good effort.
Yeah, he is. I mean, Adam Dude surprised us last week with beating Aaron Dazzler, but I'm sure Aaron Dazzler will come back on their true form. But we've got the top 12. They're pretty close in lap times, within a second of each other. So literally any one of those guys could get pole if they put their mind to it. And even just the smallest mistake can cost time on these laps. We've seen how close PCF1 and PS4 F1 qualies were today. They were just decisive margins, and you would get pole. We even see two guys from the same esports team. They gave a bit of a tow, and that just made the difference of then getting pole position. So I don't think we got anyone in the esports, any of the esports team in the similar esports teams today. But we may see teammates giving each other the tow to try and get their team in pole position, because it's also about the constructors as well. They want to get points for the constructors too. So everyone else is going on their out laps now. I think it's going to be their final laps. It is the calm before the storm. Let's see who's going to get pole today, Andy.
Yep, this is it, the most exciting part of qualifying. Such a long qualifying session, but only 2 minutes to go, and it's going to be an intense finale. It was a cracker in qualifying in the USA last week, where P1R Brown rocked us all with a superb lap at the end of the session. We've got TST Raikkonen out there on a quick lap at the minute. He's the only man out there on a quick lap. Well, actually, I say that he's 5 seconds down on his previous best, so it's not too quick, but he is going to start another one. So let's see. Smasher is out there. He's gone half a second slower though than his previous best through the. To me, like Smasher and Flying Rosie, the two racing points. In fact, maybe not. Flying Rosie's now gone out on a set of softs, so it looks like he might have a genuine attempt, but it looked to me like both Force Indias were going to start towards the back of the field. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Let's see if we can shuffle through and find out who is the furthest round the racetrack of the top guys. CRG Pinecone has started a flying lap and is making his way down through the Senate S and on through turn 3, where of course back in 2003 we saw an absolutely crazy race with about 5 or 6 different drivers having separate incidents in that barrier. Down through Desiro do Lago goes CRG Pinecone, and now climbing uphill through turn 5 and then on to turn 6. Really is a frightening corner, this one. You really need to throw the front end and pray it sticks, and it does for Pinecone. But this is where you're going to have a bit of an issue getting through the traffic. Raikkonen does more than enough to get out of his way, goes off-road, and now moving out of the way is a Ferrari as well. I think it was Bobberts, and now Pinecone making his way towards the end of the lap through Pico de Pato, downhill through Mugello he goes, and then on to Jiangsu, where Lewis Hamilton made that massive move to win the championship back in 2008 on the final lap of the final corner. So then, what about Pinecone as he makes his way up the hill? He's found a further 1/10 of a second, taking an awful lot of curb there as he climbed the hill. Is that taking time away? Let's find out. Pinecone for the line. It's a 1 minute 7.6 flat. It's a good effort. Can P1R Brown do anything about that? What about Jason, who can do anything about that? We'll wait and see. Jason's out there, as is P1R Brown. Amaze is 4th quickest at the moment. Bobberts is 5th. Aaron Dazzler is 6th. But we need to go to P1R Brown and then Jason. P1R Brown first then. 5 minutes to go in the session. Everyone's still out there pushing. What's P1R Brown doing? Oh, he's finding loads of time through the second sector. Nearly 3/10 up. This is going to be very, very close. And for the second successive week, is P1R Brown in the Williams going to snatch pole right at the very end from under Pinecone's nose. Oh, he's so close. Not enough. Just a fraction away, 1/4 of a tenth, and P1R Brown does not make it. What about Jason with a late effort to the line? Stays 3rd, but improves. It won't be enough. Amazed is on a slow one. Bobberts, meanwhile, not really finding time he needs. And I think that should be that for qualifying. We'll keep an eye on Bobberts, though he might just be able to nip ahead of Amazed. There's not much between them as Bobberts comes to the line. Is he going to improve in 4th? Can he move up a spot on the grid? No, he cannot. He can improve by a fraction, but not enough. Adam Dude goes 6th. Aaron Dazzler, going to be very close. Can he find the time he needs? No, he can't. He's bailed out of that one. And that should be that. Only Catherine to finish, but she's coming into the pits. And that, Jess, is that. And for the second successive week, it's been a really close fight at the front. But this time round, it's Pinecone that gets the better of P1R Brown, cracking into the session.
I think Pinecone had the advantage there from the very start. He was basically pole right from early on, probably towards the middle half of the session. And I mean, if he wants to make sure that he keeps getting wins like this, I think he can do this. Don't forget, he was the one who qualified to the Pro Drafts in the final round of the playoffs as well. He means business here, and if there's F1 teams watching, I think he'll be keeping a close eye on CRG Pinecone, as do a lot of other drivers that are in the pro draft as well. So yeah, Pinecone definitely one to watch today again. Can P1R Brown get a better result than last week? I really do hope so.
Yeah, he certainly needs it, Jess. It was a sore one to take, having qualified on pole position and then coming home and only having a DNF. So, it's not really what he wanted. But there it is, the end of qualifying for the Brazilian Grand Prix, the penultimate round of this AOR Championship in Season 18. It's CRG Pinecone on top by a quarter of a tenth to P1R Brown in second. Jason97 F1 is third, much higher in the grid than he was last week because he started down the back. T10 Amaze is fourth. Boberts is fifth. Adam Dude sixth. Aaron Dazzler is seventh. John Papp starts from P8. Nicole pops into the top 10 and 9. This rounds it out. Raikkonen, Franglish, Flying Rosie, Smasher and Catherine round up the field as we get ready for the penultimate race of the season. Jess, so many things to mull over going into this race. What will the weather do as well as we load back up, get back into the lobby? And I'm looking at the sky. It's not raining. It's dry. Looks quite overcast from this angle, but we'll have to wait and see because you just never know in Brazil. It's one of those racetracks where you can always get a sprinkle of rain, isn't it?
Yeah, we did see that in PCF1 as well. It started off with inter conditions and they went to dries, and that was very difficult for the drivers to handle. But no rain in sight at the moment, but if we do see rain, it might be dry to wet. But since we saw people on the hards, I doubt we're going to get some rain. But you never know. We've seen some few races in AOR where rain just goes with us at the last minute, or even at the end of the Grand Prix, and it doesn't do anything. But yeah, the drivers are ready to go. All the top 10 are on the soft tyres. What will the bottom half do in terms of tyre choice? A few people might go on the mediums. We'll have to wait and see. I'm looking at the tyre choices right now, and only 2 people on the mediums, which is Smasher and Catherine, and 1 on the hards, Flying Rosie. I'm a bit shocked about that, Andy.
So am I. Very, very interesting to see that. So Flying Rosie on the hard compound going completely and utterly against the grain. Neither of us expected that one, but Flying Rosie perhaps having issues with tyres, or maybe he's just made a mistake on the grid and clicked the wrong thing. Who knows? So maybe that does mean there might be some rain later on in the race if he's gone for that strategy. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? We're just making assumptions there. Strange strategy. I'm now looking at the sky again, Jess. It doesn't look too menacing. It looks like just partly cloudy. A nice day, and just maybe the angle I was watching it from, it looked a lot greyer than it was. It looked like as grey a sky as the Mercedes livery, but no, it's not. It's nice enough here in Sao Paulo as we get ready for this 36th lap race. Starting this race from pole position, he was a fraction quicker than P1R Brown in qualifying. As you said, Jess, P1R Brown will be hoping for a much better result this week than last. What about Jason97 F1? He came charging through the field last week, but picked up an uncharacteristic penalty, costing him the podium. This week, though, starting from third place, can he be the dark horse? We know he usually likes to keep it clean, doesn't pick up many penalties. Could he be a dark horse and maybe pick up a win? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But this should be an exciting race, especially between those guys at the front. And, we saw it last week as well, Jess. The midfield action was great too, so we should see some awesome stuff there as well.
Yes, and particularly towards turn 3 and turn 4 as well, we'll probably see the most overtaking, and also potentially around the winding turns 5, 6 and 7 is where potentially we could see some overtaking as well. So much action, I can't wait to get started. Shall we get started, Andy?
Yes, I think we shall. So let's get this race underway. The 5 red lights are coming on, and for the penultimate time this season in AOR F1 on Xbox, we are racing! It's a good start from Pinecone. Is he going to lead the way down to turn 1? He absolutely is. He stormed clear. Jason making a good getaway as well in the McLaren, fighting with P1R Brown side by side through turn 1 and 2. Jason looks like he's got the upper hand and is through at the start of this race. P1R Brown is third. Nicole has had an absolute flyer. She's up to 4th place already. How is she had such a good start? I do not know. Boberts is 5th. Adam Dude side by side there, fighting away with Aaron Dazzler for 6th and 7th. But it looks like everyone has got through the first couple of corners without any issues, apart from perhaps Amazed, who's all the way down in 15th, and I'm not too sure why. But Pinecone leads the way on this opening lap. Jason up to 2nd. Great start from him. with P1 Brown in third. But the big winner there, absolutely, is SSR Nicole, who's up 5 places, Jess. Did you see what happened? Because I didn't.
No, I didn't as well. I don't know how she got that many positions, but that was a sensational start from SSR Nicole. I mean, she kept out of trouble right from the start, and that really helped her. And I think she can continue to probably try and gain as many positions as possible. She's got SSR's Bobbert on the tally as well, and I don't think Amaze is last on my screen. He's fourth on my screen. I don't know, but yeah, he's fourth on my screen, so it might be a decent. I don't know, but Bobbers has got past SSR Nicole. So SSR Nicole is now down to 6, but still a great start from her. And CRG Pinecone is now really bringing the field home. 1.1 seconds separation between Pinecone and Jason. Nicole was going to try and get for a move once again. She had to back out a little bit. Adam Dude as well. Bobbers has gone off. That's given Nicole a little bit more time to respond. You did say the midfield was going to be spicy. You are right.
Absolutely, Jess. It was really spicy already. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with T10 Amaze, so you're going to have to bear with me, folks, on that one. Jess, of course, is streaming. I am not streaming, so what you guys are seeing is different from me. I've got T10 Amaze down in 14th, then in 1 minute I've got him up in the lead. So if he's fourth, he's fourth. So that sounds correct. This doesn't sound right from what I've got on my screen. So yeah, T10 Amaze must be fourth. Yes, you're going to have to make sure you cover all of T10's Amaze's moves, because I've got no idea where he is on the racetrack. But here is P1R Brown, by the looks of it, hunting down Jason 97F1, and he's going to maybe have a look into the first corner as he, nope, not quite close enough, as Pinecone sets a brand new fastest lap of the race, and he's intent on breaking away early on in this Grand Prix. He really is trying to break clear as we keep an eye on P1R Brown, who's frantically trying to find a way through on Jason. Lap 3 out of 36, is he going to be close enough? Going into Desiro de Lago, no he is not, he remains where he is. Nowhere near close enough.
Amazed and Bobberts. Amazed was trying to get past Bobberts there, but couldn't quite work. Bobberts is having a great race. He just got past Amazed. So I did say to keep an eye on the battles for Amazed, and there is one. Amazed down into P5. Bobberts now up into P4. Great start from him as well. Who else has gained quite a few positions as well as Nicole? Also Smasher. He's had a great start as well. He's gained 3 places up to 11th. Catherine's gained 1, Bobbers has gained 1, and Jason has gained 1. Everyone else has either not gained a position or lost a position. But meanwhile, Andy, P1R Brown is on the chase again for Jason.
Yep, he sure is. P1R Brown this time round looks a lot closer. He's got the DRS active this time, and he's going to breeze through before they cross the line. And easy as that, P1R Brown retakes the place he lost at the start to Jason 97F1 and moves back up into 2nd place in this Grand Prix. Now we'll get to see his true pace. Can he get after Pinecone, or has the damage already been done with the DRS being broken? We'll have to wait and see, but a big move of importance from P1R Brown to get that move back done on Jason. Good stuff there. I hope I'm not missing anything from Amaze, because I'm totally missed what happened before that, because I've got no idea where he is, Jess.
He's still in 5th place. He's still chasing Bobbers. I'm keeping an eye on it as much as I can, but there's still battles going on in the stream. But we've got a DRS train from 5th place down into 10th place. It's mega close, just like the United States Grand Prix last week. Are we seeing a similar sort of feel? We definitely are. Obviously, we're going to get less penalties because it's less demanding than USA, but all the midfield are quite close together, with the mates just dropping just back a little bit, but This is great stuff to watch. We've got Adam Dude as well versus Aaron Dazzler, the top F2 guys from previous, fighting against each other at the moment. Adam Dude ahead of Aaron Dazzler at the moment. I'm intrigued to find out how this battle's going to go. I'm just seeing if there's any more battles happening. No, not at the moment. We could see it going into turn 4 coming up soon between Bobbers and the Maze. Only time will tell as well. Nicole on the back of this as well. And looks like Pinecone's not going to lose the lead anytime soon. 2 seconds separating between Pinecone and P1R Brown now. But P1R Brown, Andy, it doesn't have any trouble at all. That's great to see.
Good to see. No trouble at all for him. And he's now going to try and set on after he's back. How difficult it is to reel a gap in like that when you're so close to each other on paces. SSR Bobbert picks up a 3-second time penalty. I have to say, I wish I could see where Amazed was in this race, because he's in the middle of this fight. I'm seeing this fight in front of me and I've got no idea where he is in it, but you know, it is what it is, and we've just got to deal with it as it is. So Pinecone leads by 2 seconds to Pimona Brown. Then Jason in third, dropping back bit by bit. Then, of course, happening behind that, you've got Bobberts, then Amazed, and Nicole. Adam Dood and Aaron Dazzler and John Papp, 410s, 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 and then LGS. It's all very close there. And are they beginning to queue up behind Nicole? Is Adam Dood going to maybe consider a move on Nicole in this lap? Doesn't look like she's going to be close enough. Further down the field, though, we've got Smasher being overtaken into turn 1. Is he? Yes. Franglish down the inside, and looks like he's made that stick and up into P11. Tidy stuff there from Franglish into this NS and taking P11 away. And look, Smasher wants to come straight back. Remember, Smasher started this race on the medium tyre, and he is coming straight back into the braking zone. Down the inside goes the Racing Point and through back up into 10th place. And Smasher, just look at this. This is absolutely fantastic racing between the two. All the way down in 10th position they're fighting, and it's great to see. And Smasher is through. It's actually 11th place because, of course, Amazed is not behind them. He's in front of them. So apologies for that, folks. I'm just forgetting that because it's showing me 10th place they're fighting for, but they're not, because Amazed isn't 14th as he is on my screen. But yeah, good racing there. And again, Jess, another example of it happening right through the field, up front, in the midfield, and down towards the back, fighting outside the points.
It's happening everywhere. I think the only driver not being involved in battles tonight is TST Raikkonen, and he's down in last place on the hards. He must be struggling quite a bit there to get his tyres up to temperature. And I wonder if he's had damage of some sort. I don't think he has. I think he just probably off on pace out of everybody else. But yeah, and all Smashers going at it again on Franglish. Franglish did a really great move into turn 1 again. This is round 2 of this battle coming up, Andy. We're going into the centre S's now. Let's see if Smasher could get the switch back. The DRS is now enabled for him. He's got to get better entry going in towards turn 3 and then into turn 4. He's going to get the right-hand sideline here. Can he take it? He's going onto the curb a little bit there for good measure. But Franglish holding onto that line really, really well. He kept it clean. And now going into turn 5, it looks like he's going to keep P11 for now. Great race for the both of them, and there's battles happening in front of them as well. What is going on? This is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff going on in front of that. Nicole just lost that position to Adam Dood. Fighting down at turn 4, lost it, went wide and through went Adam Dood. Nicole tried to fight back. Adam Dood made a mistake at turn 8. Nicole was all over the back of him, was unable to find a way through. Don't ask me where Amazed is in all this because I've got no idea. But looks like a great battle between everyone in there. And as they all make their way across the start-finish line, are we going to see any more moves? Looks like Nicole is sizing up a move on Adam to come straight back into turn 1 perhaps. Nope, not quite close enough. And it looks to me, Jess, that the early signs are the best place to make your move is not into that first corner, but down at the end of the first sector into Destino del Lago, doesn't it?
Yes, you're going to have the DRS there, so if you don't make the move into turn 1, it doesn't matter because you're going to have more of an edge going into turns 3 and 4. That's why some people have probably let them pass just to see if they can get the move, but we might wait until the final lap to see how crucial that move is if we see a battle for the podium spots, because they may go for the move in turn 1 to avoid the pressure and put more pressure on the guys in front, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, that's what we're seeing. A lot more moves today, and obviously we've seen Franglish and Smashers moves in moves after turn 4 and 5 as well. So that is where we'll see a lot of moves. And Nicole, I think, is trying to get past Adam Dood in that chicane there. She couldn't quite do it at the moment. That's very, very tight. She's still right behind him as well. Adam Dood is also catching up to T1 T10 Amazed as well. I nearly said T1 10 Amazed. I'm sorry about that. But there we go. It's just hotting up here for the midfield. You know, it's amazing to see.
Yeah, absolutely right, Jess. It's fantastic. I'm absolutely loving it. Just like last week, we've got battle raging on in the midfield, and it is really refreshing to see just how competitive the middle part of the field is. These guys have all came from F2. They've all just moved up, everyone in from F2, and the drivers, they've been brilliant. They're all fighting like crazy to prove their point in F1, and it's been great to see over the last few races, and it's given us so much entertainment, Jess, and you know, it really is pleasing to see. And you know, I just hope we keep seeing some of this great action out there on the racetrack. But the midfield scrap is just absolutely superb. I just want to mention as well, Jason is right back on the tail of Pimona Brown, and you know, when he looked like he was dropping off the tail of Pimona Brown, he's now right back in there, so potentially the fight could be raging there. But things looking very good for Pinecone at the moment as he goes chasing that 3rd win of the season.
Yes, I think Jason was just holding back a little bit because he knows the tyres are going to drop off around laps 10 and 11, and as soon as we get to that point where they'll be going to the pits, Jason can really start to push, whereas P1R Brown has been pushing, and maybe his tyres will drop off quicker than Jason. So I think Jason has made the right call there, and he's really catching up to P1R Brown now. We got Bobbers, Amaze, Nicole and LGS in the pit lane. I'm guessing they're going on to the medium compounded tyres. Oh no, Frangwish has got a penalty as well. That might not help in at the latter stages of the race. I'm just seeing if they've gone on to the mediums. Yes, they have. We go on to the mediums until the end of the race. No sign of the top 7 pitting onto the mediums yet, Andy. They're going to go, for, I think, for a couple of laps or so.
A couple of laps more for the guys still in that midfield group of cars. Jason now, though, right on the back of P1R Brown. As you said, Jess, just holding back, protecting the life of his tyres. He's such a calculated driver. He likes to take his time and just wait it out and then pick the moment to bounce. He reminds me a bit of Evil. Without that raw speed that Evil has, but he's just such a wise head. Thinks about everything, doesn't go for it in the moment, and just waits it out. As P1R Brown now makes the opportunity to come into the pits, Jason will carry on for yet another lap. And Jason, I'd expect him to go really long because he just strokes the car around the racetrack, so smooth to watch, and he's on his way onto another lap. Let's see where P1R Brown will feed back out into. No one, strangely, Jess, no one else is fancied coming into the pits on this lap. So lap 9, everyone fancied it, and only P1R Brown on lap 10 making the pit stop. So slightly surprising, but let's see how it happens over the next lap or so.
Yeah, I could see P1R Brown's tyres were starting to die a little bit. That's probably why he was forced to go into the pits quite early on compared to his rivals. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get in front of those traffic, because otherwise Jason will be ahead of P1R Brown when it goes out of the pit stops. But Pinecone will have a buffer when he pits anyway, so once he pits, probably he will be ahead of Jason and P1R Brown, but you never know. We'll see how P1R Brown's first few laps go on the mediums. We'll see if mediums is the best tyre to be on right now. But I was quite surprised that P1R Brown pitted at lap 10. I thought they would pit in lap 12, but we're not strategists here at AOR. They know what the best strategy is. But anyway, Jason, he's going into the pits now a lap later compared to P1R Brown. P1R Brown's going towards the start-finish straight now. Who is going to be ahead? Let's watch this battle unfold as Jason is going on the mediums, Andy.
Yeah, medium tyres for Jason. You would expect that P1R Brown should retake the position again as he had before the stops and consolidate that second place, just because Jason's got pitted one lap later and P1R Brown would have been fresher tyres. Let's just make sure of that. Tell you what, it's actually going to be closer than I thought, and Jason will be really mightily pleased to see that he's on one lap fresher tyres than P1R Brown and still within DRS range. So I think Jason will be pretty satisfied. Jason rejoins. It will be a net P3 on the racetrack, but he's now well positioned to try and have another attack on P1R Brown later on in the race. This certainly looks like it's going to be a battle that will simmer all the way to the flag for second place in this Grand Prix. And should anything happen to Pinecone out front, you never know in AOR F1, these two will be battling it out for potentially a victory. But Pinecone at the moment, everything under control, and he now, Jess, has made his way into the pits himself after 12 laps.
Yeah, he was very looking comfortable out there. He could afford to not push, and that's why he's into the pits now. So he's going to rejoin in the net lead of this race for sure, unless P1R Brown has produced an astonishing outlap. But yeah, I agree with you. Jason I think will be happy to go out just ahead of, just behind P1R Brown, because we got a battle brewing, I think, for the midfield. There's so much going on. I can't even watch it. P1R Brown, I think, is getting held up between Rosie and also Jason as well. Jason's going to try and get past Rosie. Jason can't afford to be held up like that. But I think he's got past him. But I'm guessing he's lost a lot of time due to that held up with Flying Rosie there.
Well, P1R Brown caught Rosie at the perfect time, made the move down the start-finish straight. Jason had to wait a couple of corners, but Jason will be mightily relieved, Jess, to have got that move done at the end of that straight, getting into the Interlagos, because you don't want to be following a slower car who's on 12-lap-old hard compound tyres through the middle part of the lap where you can't overtake. So, Jason was ruthless there, got his elbows out and got that move done and stays within range of P1R Brown. It's kind of levelled itself out, and I think he's got away with it okay. So Jason will be happy enough with that. 8 tenths between he and Pierre Brown, pardon me, and that should keep him well within range. So John Pappas come into the pits. That will move those guys up a further position. Meanwhile, up at the front, going longest of all on the soft compound tyres, we've got Adam Dood and Aaron Dazzler. 13 laps old tyres on both of these cars, and they're fighting it out for the lead at the moment as well between these two, who are playing the long game on the soft tyres. Surely, Jess, they'll be in surely at the end of this lap, or at the very latest the next one.
Yeah, I did see a few people in other leagues I was watching that went on to lap 15, 16. I don't know how they did it. They were a machine, but I don't see these two going to be out there for much longer. I think they're going to go, one of them's probably going to go into the pits now and change tyres, or they might go in at exactly the same time. You never know. Those are the last two to pit who are on that sort of strategy. We still got Smasher and Catherine, who have been on those mediums for 13 laps, and we also got Flying Rosie, that is still on the hards as well. They're going to be there for a long time for the race, but everyone else has pitted onto, oh yeah, Adam Dood's in the pits. Aaron Dazzler is not, so Adam Dood looking for that undercut, going onto the mediums a lap earlier than Aaron Dazzler then. I wonder if that's going to help him more to keep his tyres warmer than Aaron Dazzler's. You never know, maybe Aaron Dazzler might have an advantage being on newer tyres, but sometimes it's not dependent on the tyres, it may be dependent on the setup as well. Maybe the setup is too geared on the tyre life or something like that, so you never know. Aaron Dazzler might be at a disadvantage, but we won't know unless they get their setups on. So Bobberts has got a penalty as well, and Adam Dood, where does he come out of? He just comes, I think, ahead of Amaze in P9 of this race, and they're on 5 lap older tyres Amaze, so he's going to try and get past Adam Dood, but it's going to be quite tricky for him, but we'll see in the next couple of corners.
Well, I'm glad you're keeping me posted on Amaze, Jess, because I've got him leading the race at the moment. So I'm glad you're keeping me posted. So Amaze is slotted in between Adam Dood and Nicole, has he? So that's quite close then, isn't it? So Adam Dood's just in front of those guys. So okay, so that is quite a battle forming up there then. So that's good to see. So SSR Nicole just behind Amaze, I take it. I can't see it, so that's good to know. Good to know. But Bobberts very close to the back of Flying Rosie, and this should be pretty easy. Of the tyres on Flying Rosie, and yes, through will go Bobberts up into 6th place. Flying Rosie drops a position, and through he goes. As Aaron Dazzler, 1 lap later, as you predicted, Jess, comes into the pits after, what's that, 15 laps. Pretty long stint. Fair play to him. And he rejoins. In around that battle, I would think. And is he behind Amazed? I think he's just behind Amazed and SSR Nicole, and even LGS as well, who just slivers through. And that shows you how much that 1 lap of difference has taken. It's put Adam Dood 3 cars in front of Aaron Dazzler. Incredible.
Yeah, Adam Dood, I think, timed that pit stop very well. Maybe Aaron Dazzler might have got held up a little bit when he went to his pit stops, because they were so close to each other, Adam Dood and Aaron Dazzler. Now they're about within a second, so that has cost us some time. I don't think Aaron Dazzler will be too pleased with that, but we're nice seeing the midfield battle really starts to range on now. They're all pitted, they're all on similar length of tyres. Aaron Dazzler could use his opportunity to try and overtake these guys towards the end of the race. In particular, LGS is his first target at the moment. He's right behind LGS at the moment. 3 tenths separating between the two of them at the moment. Let's follow them going on towards the start-finish straight. We're going to see if he can get the move into turn 1. Nope, he backs off a little bit. LGS with the good defensive move there, taking different lines into turn 1. But as we said earlier, turn 3 and turn 4 as well, we'll see them do the move potentially. And Dazzler getting a better entry into the end of the centre S's. Perfectly executed from Aaron Dazzler. There he goes. Aaron Dazzler up into 10th place on the grid. So at the moment, he's on for some good solid points, but for how long can LGS get a challenge? No, he can't, so he stays behind as well. And SSR Nicole, she's right on the back of Amaze too.
Well, I wish I could see it, but yeah, Nicole right behind Amazed as well, and it still has Amazed in last, so I can't see it, so keep us posted on that one, Jess, as Pinecone now stretching that lead out to 2.7 seconds. It's looking very good, and that's ahead of Smasher, who's of course going very long on those medium tyres. It looks like the skies are clearing So any threat of rain disappearing or any possibility of that out the window. So Smasher going long on those medium tyres. We'll wait and see how long he'll last before coming into the pits. But elsewhere on the racetrack, it's all happening. Jason still right behind P1R Brown, and potentially an avenue opening up here, Jess, for Jason 97 F1, because just in front of P1R Brown is Smasher. And, you know, we say this quite a lot. When a car that's not necessarily racing you, you've got to overtake it. The last thing you want is to be stuck on the outside of it or hung out to dry, because it allows the man you are actually racing to maybe try and get through. So we'll have to wait and see how this one pans out. But P1R Brown's going to have to be wary because Jason is right there, isn't he?
Yes, if P1R Brown doesn't get the move on Smasher done anytime soon, Jason is going to be pouncing him like no tomorrow and try and get that move done. But yeah, it is hard to really much overtake someone in traffic because they want to be racing too, you know. And there are situations where people in traffic could be racing each other, and the guys who are actually battle for the lead could be racing each other. So can you back out of that? I don't know. But at the moment, Smasher is the one that is letting P1R Brown through, which is to be expected really. Is Jason going to have an easy ride on Smasher? We'll find out pretty soon, but that's allowed P1R Brown just to pull off a little bit of a tenth gap on Jason 97 F1. Is it Jason going to try and make the move into turn 4? Smasher with defence like no tomorrow. He's not giving up, is he? This is reminding me of Hamilton and Verstappen, where Hamilton took those medium tyres like forever, like a century, before he was going to pit. He wasn't. This is what is turning out to be for Smasher, but obviously Smasher has got to pit, so otherwise you will get disqualified. So yeah, I'm quite shocked that Smasher is still pulling up a race for Jason. I don't know if Smasher and P1R Brown are working together as a team, or if Smasher just wants P3 for glory. I don't know, but that's going to help P1R Brown. That's not going to help Jason 97 F1, so Jason must be a bit worried behind Smasher.
Yeah, Jason couldn't do it, but he did to the other racing point. Well, I think it was down into Interlagos, and he's been forced to be stuck behind Smasher. And I think Smasher was really helped by the DRS because he opened it up because he had DRS to P1R Brown. This time, though, Jason down the start finish straight without any issues, breezes past and gets that place. But crucially now, as we touched on previously, out with that DRS zone, and that is the problem that Jason faces. He needs to work really hard now, work the tyres, and really up his game to get back within DRS territory to P1R Brown, because the traffic there certainly favoured the Williams driver. So Jason needs to get the elbow out, Jess, because otherwise that second place that he's trying to earn is going to slip away from him. And Jason, this season, pardon me, his best result is second. He did pick up a second in Austria in the damp conditions, a couple of podiums in Japan and Mexico. So he'd like to try and get a second place of the season. If he wants to do that, he needs to get back within range of P1R Brown. But we'll keep away from that one for now because the gap has opened up. Let's have a look further down the field and see SSR Nicole battling away with Aaron Dazzler. Nicole just picked up a 3-second time penalty, but it looks like quite a scrap in there. Aaron right behind that, and LGS, and I presume Amaze is just in front of that. Is that correct?
Yep, Amaze is 5 tenths clear of SSR Nicole, so they're extremely close between Amaze and LGS right now. But Nicole is doing well to keep on the pace of these guys as well, and Amaze is also could potentially catch up to Adam Dude potentially as well. But we got Nicole spicing up for a move into turn 1. She probably decided she'll get a better run into turn 4, so she's backed out of it for now. We also got Aaron Dazzler behind as well. Aaron Dazzler has DRS, Nicole has DRS, T10 Amaze doesn't. Can Nicole get the run into turn 4? She's going to try at least, but looks like Amaze has gone off a little bit, so has Nicole. Maybe Aaron Dazzler could come into the party as well, as we're now going into turn 5 and then into turn 6. This is ever so close. I think Amaze got the edge there, and Aaron Dazzler's going to get past Nicole potentially. This is now biting stuff. Going in, I can't remember what turn number it is. I'm losing track of turns. They're all so similar, like we said earlier. But I don't know how Amaze managed to hold on to that. That's amazing. I'm gutted that you can't see it on your point of view, Andy. I'm absolutely gutted because this is just great battling.
Oh, well, I could see Aaron Dazzler trying a sneaky move up the inside of Nicole. I've seen that much, and that really excited me. But, it would have been even better, as you say, Jess, to have seen Amaze in there too. Carry on commentating, Jess, because I've got no idea what's going on with Amaze. It looks like Aaron Dazzler's right in there.
Yep, he still is. We've got quite a few people in the pits. Smash has gone into the pits as well. Oh, Nicole was so close getting T10 amazed on that lap. It was just never ending for them as well. But I'm going on board with Aaron Dazzler right now. He's got a better view of these guys, as I think these two have decided to back off. Oh, a bit late of the brakes for someone. I couldn't quite tell who as well. But LGS, he's right on the back. Oh, oh my God, there's just so much happening between these fight for the points pretty much. I think Franglish will be out of this for the moment, so let's concentrate on the battle for 7th. Amaze looking a bit slidey around these S's coming in, because obviously they are quite similar, but the more Nicole stays behind Amaze, the more opportunity that Aaron Dazzler could get to try and get past these two on the racetrack. So Aaron Dazzler could be an advantage, and maybe LGS as well, so it'll be interesting to see.
Sure will. It really is fantastic racing again, and as I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, you know, just great to see so much going on in the midfield yet again. Flying Rosie's finally come into the pits from that 21 lap stint.
Oh, Nicole's just got past Amaze.
Is Nicole going up the inside?
Yeah, yeah, she did. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I was called napping there, but Nicole down the inside into turn 1. I mean, I wonder if she wanted to make that move there, as Amaze is going to get a good run into turn 4, but he backs out of it, so Nicole is going to have an advantage there. But Nicole will be stuck with the 2 prancing Red Bulls because they're in the same team. But wow, Nicole, she had a job to do and she finally did it. She's now up into 6th place of this race. The 2 Red Bulls have got to get a move on, because otherwise LGS will get them too.
I'm laughing. Do you know how I knew that Nicole was passing? I just saw the line she was taking into the first corner. I thought, I can't see Amaze, but I'm guessing she's going down the inside of him.
Yeah.
And, you know, it turned out that was the case. I wasn't sure if she was taking a strange line or you know, she was making a move, but there you go. Because I just saw one car get into the first corner. A complete guess. Thankfully, it was the case, and we got to see that one. Well, I didn't. You guys did, which is all the most important thing. So Nicole working some wonders there and moves up another place. So good job from her. And the action rages on in that midfield battle. I just don't know what's going on. So I feel like there's no point in me talking over that midfield battle, because I don't know where Amazed is. And Amazed at the moment, typically, is the man in the middle of all the action, and I can't see it. It's crazy.
So gutted. I know. I wish I could send a teleporter to my house so you can watch the action as well, but unfortunately we don't have that miracles today. But yeah, Nicole getting another penalty as well, so even with the penalties I think Amaze will be P6 anyway, so I'm guessing that's why Amaze didn't fight that hard for position. And Dazzle almost hit the back of Amaze going into, I can't remember what, I think it was turn 8, I'm not entirely sure what corner it was, but I think actually no, it wasn't turn 8, it was turn 12. There we go. I got the corners right eventually, but yeah, it's great to see. And I think whilst this midfield battle is going, Aaron Daz has gone off in the grass. No, he's lost a bit of time there. LGS has gone past him. So the battle we're hoping with the 2 Red Bulls, unfortunately, we're not going to see for a while, as Aaron Daz has just lost heaps of time going into that final corner. I don't know if it was a problem with his tyres or he just lost a bit of traction. I don't know, but he's now down to 9th. He could be in with a lot of trouble, but you never know. And the top 3, they're running away with this, aren't they? They're separated by 5 seconds to Pinecone, and we got 2 seconds to P&R Brown, and then we got 4 seconds to Jason. So, you know, these top 3, I think, is going to be set for the podium, but who is going to get the spots after that? We'll have to watch out for the rest of this race. We've got 12 laps to go of this Grand Prix. Anything can happen. It's not over until the fat lady sings.
You're absolutely right, Jess. And I think the big fact there that you mentioned about the gaps at the front, Jason dropping away 2.5 seconds off the back of Pinecone, it was a case of, you know, getting that crucial move done on Smasher. He was unable to do it, and it has freed P&R Brown from the DRS clutches, and it probably means now that Jason won't be able to reel him back in. It's proving that Brown has just got that extra bit of pace at this stage of the race. He's broken clear of the DRS and he's never looked back. Just like Pinecone out front, he's just running away out front. So as you said, top 3 looking pretty set.
Amaze got the jump on Nicole again. Nicole's gone off. I think she might have had a touch on Amaze there. And I think that's damaged front wing, I think, by the looks of things, or it might be just a bit of a rear wing, but yeah, that's undone the hard work that she was racing on. Another midfield runner dropping down into 11th place. I mean, that's going to knock down her confidence, but hopefully she can carry on in this race. But May's managed to get the same place Nicole did a few laps ago, and he's back up into sixth place. I think he's going to stay 6th place, so you don't need to worry about catching this midfield battle, as he's 4.4 seconds behind Adam Dude. So at the moment, we're okay to watch the rest of this midfield battle, because at the moment it's between LGS and Aaron Dazzler.
Okay, so that's the one to watch. Aaron Dazzler right behind LGS. Thanks very much for filling me in on all this, Jess, because I've got no idea. It's great to hear you filling me in. But Aaron Dazzler then racing against LGS as they make their way up the hill on lap number 27 out of 36. Are we going to see a move here from Aaron? Looks like it. Much quicker, much more straight line speed, and before they even cross the start line, the Red Bull has charged past and up into 7th place, demoting the Renault to 8th. And is that Honda giving Renault a slap on the wrist there by showing them that they're quicker? Who knows? And it's an easy move, and through goes Aaron Dazzler past LGS. Aaron 7th, LGS in 8th, pardon me. Smasher then, fresher tyres. Now, Jess, 10th place, Franglish right in front. Good opportunity here to get that move done and move up and then start challenging the likes of LGS and Aaron Dazzler. Smasher bringing himself right into play, isn't he?
Yes, that could probably be Smasher's best result in F1, and if he keeps this up, that'll be very impressive for him, as I think he's probably going to get the move sooner or later. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when he's going to do it, and I think he's going to do it soon, but he'll have to get a move on, because otherwise his tyres will die like no tomorrow. But if we do see a battle sort of line between these guys for 7th place, that'll be absolutely insane. So I do hope Smasher could get past Franglish to see a 4-way car battle for 7th place like we've seen earlier. But the only difference we're seeing is LGS, Franglish and Smasher getting involved in this. But the likes of Nicole, she's dropped away. And May's almost dropped away as well. He's up into 6th place. Smasher got past, actually nearly got past Franglish, but he didn't. So Franglish is starting to realise that Smasher is on his tail, and is starting to push. Franglish is doing well on these hard tyres. He's trying to catch up to the rest of the midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Franglish. Well, this is going to be really interesting. You know, this is what I love about the fact that we've got 3 tyre compounds in Formula 1. It's my favourite thing. We get 3 different strategies all playing out. We've got, 8 laps to go in this race. We've got the guys on the mediums. We've got one man on the hard tyre, and then we've got people charging back through on the softs. And it's great to see all of these tyres meet in the middle towards the end of their life to find out which one's going to be in the best condition. So what do you think, Jess? Is it going to be the mediums in best condition? Is it going to be those guys in the hards? Let's find out. It's LGS. He's racing amazed on my screen, which is, no point in that. So let's go elsewhere. Smasher down the inside, this time on Franglish. Is he going to make it work on those soft tyres? Oh. Yes! Finally, barging his way through, just about gets it done. And it looks like the softs are coming into their own at this stage of the race. Franglish has to concede, and through goes Smasher. It's taken a couple of laps of trying, but finally he's found a way through. Got the elbows out there, Jess. Aggressive, but fair enough.
Yeah, that was a fair move from Smasher. He kept it controlled going into those corners, and if he didn't make that move, his tyres would have died. So it was great that he made the move now, because he's got pretty much quite a decent amount of laps to try and get past LGS and maybe Aaron Dazzler as well, and possibly T10 Amazed as well, because Aaron Dazzler is 7 turns behind his teammate, up in 7th place, Amazed up in 6th place as well. So Smasher could get his best result of 6th if he can get past a train of cars, but I don't think that's going to happen in a while. So no matter what happens, I'm sure Smasher will be really happy with his performance. The best performances I've seen are people that have done the medium to soft strategy and have done very well. It hasn't quite worked for Catherine. She's down in 13th, but it's worked out very well for Smasher down in 9th place. And I need to try and think, where did Smasher start? Smasher started, he's gained 5 positions, so 14th, I believe, the second last. So he's going to be on for some good points. Let's see if Smasher could get the run into turn 4. Whoa! that was very, very controlled there, but LGS getting the switch back there. I don't think Smash is going to get the run into turn 6. No, he's not. So, or turn 5. I'm losing track of turn numbers already. But, yeah, LGS stays P8 for now. But Smasher, I think he caught LGS napping there. And then LGS had to quickly respond. And he did it. So, well done to LGS there.
Yeah, lovely stuff from LGS. For Smasher, down the inside, aggressive again, going for it. And LGS was wise to just not turn in, just wait to come straight back out the corner and retain the place, and it was clever driving. But you know, how much longer is LGS going to be able to keep Smasher back, because the difference in the tyres is so much and the difference in pace is so much, and this time Smasher coming over the top of the hill is going to fly past easy as you like, take that place away, and up into 8th place. Next in the radar, is it Aaron Dazzler or is it Amaze? I've got no idea.
Aaron Dazzler got past Amaze as soon as I've got out of that battle. So, yeah, it is Amaze is next on its radar for Smasher right now. The two Red Bulls are fighting for P6 again. Amaze has got past again into turn 4, a similar place where Smasher almost got the move done on LGS. So, this could be a Red Bull versus Red Bull in Brazil, like obviously we've seen at Albon gain to good positions in Brazil last year. But obviously he had a collision with Hamilton, and that unfortunately denied a place on the podium. But I'm glad you're still not seeing this, but Amaze got back P6 from Aaron Dazzler at that moment, which is just what he needed to do anyway. And Smasher is now on the back of Aaron Dazzler. I can sense the opportunity. He's hungry for it. He wants to get past Aaron Dazzler. He wants to be one of the best F2 drivers on the grid, and he's going to try for it. He's got Adam Dude in his way, that's way behind everybody else, but Smasher doing his best performance of the season. Oh, we got Aaron Dazzler going at it again into turn 1. Way before turn 1, actually, on the DRS straight, but I think Amaze, did the right thing, touching back behind Aaron Dazzler for the time being, as he's probably going to get the move done on... And Amaze is going to get the move done on Aaron Dazzler, sorry, but he's a little bit too further back to get the job done. So Aaron Dazzler now up into 6th place. And Smasher has now got Amaze behind him. Maybe Smasher could get the move done next lap or even the lap after. But it is looking like Smasher's doing well on those tyres. But there is a danger, Andy, that the softs could degrade quicker if he starts pushing now. So I'll be intrigued to see who comes out on top on this.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see how those softs go, because surely in the next few laps they will have gone past their peak performance and they will start to become, you know, about as useful as 16, 17 year lap old medium tyres. So we'll have to see how that one pans out. Is it going to level out? Just want to touch on this. We spoke about how everyone that's moved up from F2 has performed. If you want to have a mini championship as such, you could have this. So we'll say the F2 guys in F1. This is the mini championship going into this race. Aaron Dazzler on 28, Adam Dude on 27, Flying Rosie on 13.
Smasher got past Amaze, I think. Yeah, sorry about that. I've been told to keep an eye on battles, but yeah, it was a question of when, really, and he's already starting to pull a good gap on Amaze. He's in a sandwich now between Aaron Dazzler and Amaze, but yeah, speaking on, I don't know, I think Aaron, before they were moved to the F1, Aaron Dazzler won the F2 championship, and I think it still counts, I believe, so yeah, so he won that. I think he's in the lead in terms of points, but probably due to Adam Dude's podiums in the mini championship, I think he's edged him now. I'm not sure, but
1 point. Aaron Dazzler is ahead of Adam Dude going into this. So, but I think Adam Dude's now going to retake that position going into the final race. I mean, we could call it a mini championship. I suppose we could, couldn't we? It's like a little sideshow to keep an eye on.
Go to F1 next season.
Yeah.
How about that?
It's interesting to see, but those two in particular have certainly really shown their way in this tier since joining without doubt being the 2 star performers, and you know they've performed really well, and it's great to see. And once again, they are the top 2 of the drivers that have moved up from F2. We've got 3 laps to go. It's still Pinecone in the lead by quite a distance, 7.6 seconds out of P1 Brown, Jason, and then Boberts. What about Amaze now, Jess? Is Amaze still in the thick of the action?
Amaze is in 8th place. He's dropped back from Smasher, but LGS is right behind him. So I'll keep an eye on that as much as possible. But don't worry, I won't let you guys ruin this. But LGS, no, I thought he was going to get the move done there, but he didn't want to cause any more chaos. So I'm guessing he's backed off a little bit there. But yeah, May's dropped down 4 positions though, so I'm guessing he's not happy with his results there. But yeah, we'll have to find out. Smasher still, he could gain 1 more position. I predicted he might get up to P6 if he. I'm not sure about penalties to Smasher and Aaron Dazzler, but I know Smasher's got a few, and I know Aaron Dazzler's got a few, but I don't know. We are on the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. Smasher's got to find a few attempts to see if he can get past him. He's within DRS range, but I don't think he's going to try for the move yet. He's on overtake. He's running out of ERS, in fact, about 4% there, so I'm guessing he's going to try and save on this lap. That might help Aaron Dazzler, though. Aaron Dazzler's got more ERS than him, so yeah, but we will keep an eye on those penalties as well. Meanwhile, P1R Brown is not going to challenge for the win. It looks like Pinecone is going to quite comfortably take this win, 7.8 seconds. He's had this win from the very start of this race. He's been leading from lights to flag. He's been unstoppable. We haven't been following Pinecone at all this race because he's been having a whale of a time up there at the front.
Yeah, he's on course for 3rd win of the season, and he strolled back from the start as Smasher and Dazzler get so close going through the middle part of the lap. And I think on this very lap, this is the chance Smasher has been waiting for as we get on to the final lap. Pinecone's on his way, but we'll keep an eye on this for now. Here comes Smasher up the hill, right behind Aaron Dazzler. Is this the moment he's been waiting for to pounce? He's had to wait for the race to come to him as Smasher starting on those mediums across the line on the final lap. He's going to be forced a long way round. Dazzler's going to cover the inside. Ooh. Smasher in the Pink Panther, right round the outside he goes. Beautiful stuff there from Smasher. And, well, beautiful stuff to find a way through. But now he's under pressure here. Dazzler coming straight back at him. And Dazzler's done it. Straight back through. Absolutely brilliant. But we need to go up to the front because here he comes. Sergio Pinecone is in the final couple of corners and is on course now for a 3rd win of the season. He has controlled this race pretty much from start to finish. And in the penultimate race of the season, he will come across the line in the Mercedes. Sergio Pinecone wins the Brazilian Grand Prix in style. It will be P1R Brown in 2nd. It will be Jason 3rd and Bobberts 4th. Adam did 5th. But it's all about who is going to be 6th. Is it going to be Aaron Dazzler or is it going to be Smasher? Down the hill they go. And it looks like it's going to be Smasher, Jess. Sorry, Aaron Dazzler. Yeah,
I think it's going to be Aaron Dazzler. I think Smasher just lost the pace there in those final lap, but still, P7 after starting 14th is still a pretty good result. So I think he'll have his head held high after this race. So a great job on Smasher. Good job on Aaron Dazzler as well. We got Amazed in 8th, just beating LGS there. And then we got Flying Rosie in 10th. After beating Frangwish. I think Frangwish got more penalties than them. TST Raikkonen somehow ended up in 12th place after being on those hards for pretty much almost the whole race. Did he pit? I'm not sure. I think he did. Yeah, almost won 35 laps, so props to him. And then we got Nicole. What could have been for her? She is in 13th place. And for the first time in a while, every single car has made it to the finish line.
Oh, that's a very good point, Jess. Everyone made it to the flag. I'm surprised that TST Raikkonen made it to the flag. Was he driving on canvas? Was there anything left of those tyres? 35 laps on those. That's absolutely astonishing to go that distance. But look, there you go. There is the podium. And CRG Pinecone never looked back after they got that pole position. Totally outshone his rivals and picks up the victory, his 3rd of the season, beating P1R Brown convincingly, who, will probably feel he never got a fair crack at it in terms of a challenge because he lost the position to Jason at the start, compromised his chances of sticking with Pinecone. P1R Brown had to fight with Jason in the first half of the race, but when he broke that DRS after a fight with one of the racing points, that was that, and the podium places were secure from that moment on. So Pinecone, from Brown, from Jason, Adam Dude came home in 4th, ahead of SSR Bobberts, who was 5th, where time penalties cost him dear. Aaron Dazzler, he came home 6th. Smasher in 7th, and mercifully, Amazed finally shows up in the right position on that time sheet. At the end of the race, he's 8th, ahead of his fellow Scotsman, LGS in 9th. Flying Rosie gets the final point in 10th. AOR Franglish, 11th in the end, Raikkonen with that monster stint on the hards, finishes 12th. Nicole, as you mentioned, Jess, it could have been so much better if it wasn't for that incident She brought it home 13th. John Pat was 14th. And Catherine rounded out the 15 runners in P15. But yeah, that rounds off the Brazilian Grand Prix. It wasn't a classic, Jess, at the front, but certainly plenty to be entertained in the midfield, even if I didn't see it all.
Yeah, I think the midfield was, the best battles we've seen all season. I think for these guys, they kept it clean most of the time, and they just tried to go for moves that we weren't expecting. I mean, it's kind of a replica of the real life Grand Prix, pretty much, where we see most of the battles on the midfield. I remember Sykes going from last place to get that podium spot. We've seen something similar today from Smasher, who come from 14th to 7th place. So yeah, we've seen some highs, we've seen some lows, but I can't believe it's the final round next week. I don't want it to be, but some season have got to come to an end. But I hope Abu Dhabi brings out a storm next week. I hope we'll get quite a lot of drivers next week as well. Hopefully it goes out with a bang next week. Are you looking forward to it?
Jess, I'm looking forward to rounding off the season. It has been enjoyable. There's been so many great races. That USA one last week was just an absolute classic. Just as an example. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can have a duel in the desert to round things off and put the sunset on the season in style, because I enjoyed that one today as well. Hopefully Abu Dhabi can give us a cracker, because in real life it doesn't always, but certainly in the game I've enjoyed a few races in Abu Dhabi. So yeah, looking forward to it. Jess, not much left for us to talk about, but who is your driver of the day today? Let's round it off on that.
Oh, a tough one. I don't know. I might give it to Pinecone because it was a winning, but from starting 14th on the grid to finishing 7th, Smasher played that strategy brilliant today. So I think one of those has got to go to Smasher there as well. But obviously there was also the likes of Aaron Dazza, who ended up getting the move done, and it's tough. Right, I'm going for Smasher. That's my final decision.
Okay, so Jess is going for Smasher. I'm going to be boring. I'm going to say Pinecone.
Okay, that's fine with me. That's fine with me.
He didn't put a foot wrong for me, and pardon me, I've got a cold. He didn't put a foot wrong, Pinecone, and I thought he just executed it perfectly. Did everything that was asked of him, and brought it home with no troubles at all. So he gets my vote. Jess has gone for Smasher, and that's fair enough as well. A real charge through the field in the second half of the race. But that's it from us. Be sure to let us know in the comments who you thought every day. Just one more race to go in the season. Be sure to join us again next week, myself and Jess, at the same time, at 9 PM UK time, for the final race of the season, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. That's all from us. Congrats to Pinecone. He takes the victory in the penultimate race, his third win of the season. Can he make it 4? Be sure to tune in next week for the final race in Abu Dhabi. Goodbye.